What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Great Ace Attorney Adventures.
Woohoo!
So,
Ace Attorneys.
Ace Attorneys. So, last time we had a break in the trial, and we are now resuming with the second portion of it, which is, doesn't mean much because I'm pretty sure it's like 4 parts total. So, we're not even halfway there. And yeah, we'll just
Groovy.
hop in. I just totally did not read the first line, but who cares?
Who
Witnesses.
fucking cares? No, I'm just kidding.
You will now retake the stand. I'm sorry, which witnesses?
I'm sorry, which
Oh.
stand?
Oh, it's you guys.
They look so not guilty.
They look innocent. Totally.
They're sweating milk, bro.
I presume you heard the defense counsel's summation examination. Oh, yeah, Governor. Oh, I did, Gov, I did. Mr. and
You
Mr.
did not.
Skulkin, so it appears you were going to die now. Come on, blimey. This is going to be hard work. I literally can't even. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions when you enter Windibanks. You said, and I quote, I shot him.
So did you shoot him?
Well, it was
Well,
Bedlam
obviously.
soon as, wasn't it? It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull my dukes out of my loose lockets.
Well, these Lucy lockets are gonna Lucy lock it all over your fucking face. You're going to jail.
That was very funny. However, that was a lie.
It was a lie.
You brothers. Come on, blimey.
Oh, butter.
On the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter. We never done nothing of the sort. How'd you figure that out?
Bro's mouth is agape.
I'm flabbergasted.
It's gonna catch
And
flies.
I want to die. You will now give your formal testimony once again. You will tell the
That
court
rhymed.
precisely what happened on the night in question, and this time, you will tell the truth.
Or else what?
Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment.
My
These are your
lips, you
balls.
say. Oh.
And that, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your balls and your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. I
He's like, what was that about my balls?
thought worth pondering, perhaps. Say no more, Gav, we hear ya. We'll blah, we'll sweet, we'll peach.
Tee.
What lie do you think is believable? Can you help me?
I really love to think that they're just talking about that right next.
He just goes, Your Honor, what's a good lie that you believe?
The judge would probably be like, oh, well, yeah, allow me to introduce you to some good lies.
Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifling for nothing. It was when we heard the gunshot, see? It made us both jump and all that stuff went flying. Lummy, it didn't half give me a fright. We was thinking the shooter come out the door and get us next. We stuck everything back when we found it. It's scarpered. Straightened him in the back. Black. We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, see? We never even had a chance, did we? Look at how innocent
Are
I
you
look.
patronizing me?
So you admitted the defense's accusation.
I think
you're
full of shit.
You did indeed ransack Mr. Windibank's countertop on the night in question. Not ransack, Governor, no. That's right, Nash. That's right. It's more like we tidied up. Yeah. I'm going to explode. Sorry.
My
By their own
blood vessel.
admission, these brothers entered the pawnbroker yard under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made good their mess. The way you say it, we hardly sound like roughs at all. We don't, Nash. We don't. Can't you make us sound a bit more cutthroat? It can't just
No.
be coincidence that these men showed up at the Windibanks that night. Where is Eggert Benedict? I'm waiting for him.
I'm fucking, oh my god, that makes me so mad for no reason.
There's more to their testimony than meets the eye. I'm sure of it. Why are you looking at me?
More than meets the eye.
All right, Von Zeeks. You're gonna lose.
Hold it!
That's the case, then why didn't you testify to that effect in the first place? Well, you know, we ain't exactly squeaky clean, are we?
What do I feel
We
like?
ain't, Nash, we ain't. We managed something like that. People would think we was up to go. No good. Well said, Ringo, me old China. We only land ourselves in even more trouble. And in fact, now, as a result of lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done. landed yourselves in even more trouble. No,
Rookie
well,
mistake.
that's rotten luck. Says the rotten apple eater. Witnesses, explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter? We never ransacked nothing. Right, Nash, right. More like we tidied the place up. Sorry.
Hold it!
And then I was like, so what you're saying is, the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much you knocked all those things off the counter? Like you just punched the shit out of them?
Yeah, I just threw it all on the ground.
Well, it shocked one of us that much, yeah? His bag of nerves learned to keep his shirt on. Oh, he was loud, alright. Blimey, me dead granny would have woken up after that bang. Big rough hair screamed like a blooming baby. He fell over on the counter, like a dumbass. He knocked over a load of books, candlestick, and some skull whatnot. They got tangled up in some marionette. What knocked over a picture frame, what knocked them scales on the floor. You've really mastered working quietly then. Well, Rocket.
Get it? Because you didn't.
My granny would have been scared back into her grave with a clatter like that. So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise. And then some. I mean, it was quiet as a mouse, and then all of a sudden, bam!
Is that right?
Excuse me.
Can you eat any louder?
Can you please shut up?
Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add? Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels. Nobody? No, something to add about their testimony, idiot. You seemed to react just now on what Mr. Skulkin said. Did it make you think of something?
Are you just gonna not tell it? Oh, okay.
That's probably nothing, of course.
You are not gonna tell us.
I wouldn't have bothered to mention it.
What is wrong with you?
Well, the fact is, cases don't get solved here, not the little details.
Yeah, and cases don't get solved if you don't tell us what the fuck you're going on about.
Yeah. How about you just tell us what's on your mind? Nah.
Oh my god, why are you being so dramatic?
As you know, we brought these fellas into the yard for questioning last night. And the statement they gave then told a slightly different story to what they're saying now.
So tell us.
We lied? Did it?
We lied?
You claimed you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot. Might have, Gov, might have. Does ring a bell now that you mention it. Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still. I can't help feeling like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony here, eh, fellas? If I discover the witness's testimony's been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be, I will put their nuts on my gavel and
In
bang
a
the shit out
vice.
of them.
And crush it.
I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them. Easy, easy. We'll get it right this time. That's it. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I'm done. Then speak. Supplement your testimony with whatever details have miraculously returned to your questionable minds, sirs. Right you
No.
are, Gov.
I don't think we will.
So, basically, I actually don't know what I'm talking about. So give me the gun.
So then I said.
The bloke who owned the place was holding a gun, so he should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl. Owned the place was holding a gun, so he should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl. But he didn't have the gun, now did he? Because last time I checked... Yeah, Gina had the gun.
Objection.
You're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windabank, was wielding a gun. Is that correct? That's it, Gov. You got the picture.
Oh, so you're lying to me.
Very nice. Wait, what am I saying? No question.
E.
And yet the photographic evidence from the time of the incident clearly shows that Mr. Windabank was not in possession of a firearm of any description.
Objection.
Shut the fuck up.
Actually, she wasn't holding a gun. You surprise me. Does the defense really intend to highlight evidence that compromises the position of the accused even more? Why would you object to that? That's good for you.
I know, right?
I'm actually a decent guy.
Okay.
Furthermore,
whatever.
the defense failed to establish that the photographic print presented was taken a suitably short time prior to the victim's death. Your chronology is severely lacking, counsel. Yeah, that's right. Ha. Too right, Ash, too right. The old geezer could have been about to turn the tables on the girl, eh? What? How? Hardly likely. Why don't you keep your mouth shut? No. I'm afraid this won't stand as conclusive evidence. Continue with the cross-examination, counsel. I need my earlier warning witnesses. A Skulkin's never Skulkin.
Hold it!
You're saying that Mr. Winterbank had a gun in his hands? Oh yeah, I bet there was a sight, eh? Two of them waving them guns at each other. Must have gone pretty heated. I mean, just before he shot it out, we heard the geezer say, if you don't want to get shot. Didn't really sound like he meant it, mind. More of an empty threat, you could say. Mr. Winterbank was known to keep a revolver and a shot counter at all times. People say that to protect the articles in his keeping. He'd readily put a bullet in someone's head if required. He kept saying he was going to put a bullet in his own head.
He did.
Doesn't
that
really
was
help.
true.
That's someone being, himself.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Good grief, extraordinary devotion indeed, if allowed me to be misguided. Well, he certainly sounded like he was ready to pull the trigger the other night. Only, the person he was going to shoot beat him to it. Cooked his goose proper, ha. But he wished he'd squeezed the trigger instead of wasting time shouting, give me that gun. And it was directly after those words that you heard the gunshot. It was more or less at the same time, Gov. Give me that gun! Bam! Kind of thing.
Great show.
Yes, a career in acting, very tragically missed.
They're funny. I like them.
And we had the guys that sounded someone hitting the deck. Before everything went dead quiet. After that, we had done slapdash job tidying the place up. Yay.
I'm gonna slapdash you.
Alright.
Hold it!
So you didn't try to open the storeroom door then? Not in your life. It went deadly quiet after that, it did. Put the wind right up me. But anyway, the door was locked, wasn't it? No way that was opening. Yes, of course. It was locked from the inside, or so we've been led to believe. It was, Gov, it was, from the inside. Right, we had no way of knowing what was going on in there, did we? Unless there was some other way to get a view of the inside of the storeroom. Like, through the keyhole or a spy hole, perhaps. Don't ring no bells, no light, no lights. We had to cut and run before we noticed everything like that. Still counting our teeth in the game, see? But one day. We really cut the mustard. Please cut it out. But as we know, behind that door was the victim's lifeless body, with the accused not 2 feet away. Yes, unfortunately. Ah, look at that.
So funny.
Gina was in there unconscious, with her gun in her hand. To confirm, would it be correct to say that neither of you set foot inside the storeroom? That's right, Gov. That's right. Couldn't have, even if he wanted to. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, whereupon you fired a shot from your own gun. And Mr. Herlock Sholmes... we was a bit hasty there.
He's like, oh, that was me.
We was, Dash, we was. Truth be told, I was already shaking like a leaf when you lot turned up.
If you're shaking like a leaf, don't put a loaded gun in your hand.
Wow, you actually spoke. Good
did.
advice, miss. Good advice. Truth be
Poor
told, my
Goth.
mind went totally blank.
Before your mind goes totally blank, make sure you don't have a loaded gun in your hand.
Mental note made, miss. After that, we led it down to the street, but apparently we looked altered to the coppers or something, so they clapped the derbies on us like winking. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
I literally have no idea what that means.
And after you'd been handcuffed, the police found this revolver in your possession, correct? Well, yeah. Well, listen, that proves it, don't it, eh? It proves
I
I had
don't
a
like
gun.
that sprite.
That looks weird.
Hold it!
I know, he looks like he's patronizing us.
And why should we believe that? Well, because it's true, innit? The place was totally empty when we went in. At that time, the victim was already in the storeroom, having been forced to open the door by the accused who had a gun to his head. In other words, on the night in question, these two witnesses never even laid eyes on the proprietor of the pawnbrokery, Mr. Winterbank. Correct. You've got it, mister. Down to a T.
Yeehaw.
So the Skulkin brothers never actually encountered Mr. Winterbank. Is that really true, I wonder? That's it? That's the full extent of their testimony?
Talk about losers, am I right, Ryunosuke?
What is it, Runo? You look very fierce. I could pour you some herbal tea if you're tired.
Oh, thank you, but I'm fine. Where the hell would you even get that? Being
That's a
such
great question.
Being such a logical thinker, you'll probably laugh. But I feel as though these brothers are still hiding something. Something important. It's nothing more
Don't
than a
you
feeling,
think?
though. I have no proof to support it.
Well, feelings can be very logical at times.
Sorry?
People's expressions, the movement of their eyes, the words they choose. You can take all that in and your brain will quietly analyze it to come up with a feeling like you described. You've concluded that there's something suspicious about this testimony without knowing why, that's all. I think you should trust your instincts.
Iris, thank you.
Oh my god.
Sometimes I think if she's 10 years old, I must be 5.
So true.
Alright, let's see. Should have just fired instead of yelling.
Objection!
You fool. So you're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windabank, was wielding a gun, is that correct? That's it, Gov. You got the picture. He is, Dash, he is. No question. And yet, photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows that Mr. Windabank was not holding a firearm of any description. No, you
Oh,
what?
got you.
Gordon Bennett, that ain't right.
Objection!
Yeah, because it's not. There could be no question that the victim's revolver was used in the incident. I would remind the court that Mr. Winterbeck's gun was found at the scene. See? Not only was it identified as the murder weapon, but it was found in the accused's hand.
Ah.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, and that Maltolo used the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun! Bam. God, we're such good actors. Got a thing.
Hold it!
No. Stay exactly where you are, right there. No. If the crime had taken place as you've so colorfully described in your testimony, it would give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency in the final moments you just acted out. Goodness, are you sure, counsel? No. You intrigue me, my learned friend, but let's see some evidence to support your claim. Where is the proof that demonstrates this inconsistency in the witness's portrayal of the victim's final moments? The autopsy. In the back. This was from the front.
Take that!
According to their testimony, the witnesses claim to have heard a shout of "Give me the gun," followed by a gunshot. Indeed, with the two events happening almost simultaneously, also been led to believe. Yes, that's right. Now, if that testimony is true, it would mean that at the moment of death, the victim and his attacker would have been facing each other. However, in the autopsy report, it clearly states that the victim died instantly after being shot from behind. So, as I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. Yeah, God. But it's the God's honest truth. It is, Nash, it is. Well, we were shot that night. Oh, when he was shot. Shock, you had a gun in his head. Head? Yeah, hand. It's all over home bleeding nice. Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Winterbank holding a gun? No. Something like that just might have slipped out.
He's
What a break your
pissed.
face. Ladies and gentlemen, you have all just heard the admission by these two witnesses that on the night in question, they actually saw with their own eyes the victim wielding a gun, which can only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person. Nash,
Get wrecked, bozos.
Order! Witness, explain yourselves at once. Well, the thing is, we weren't supposed to exist.
We're just supposed to be wiped out.
It would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. I made it quite clear that false witness would be the death of you.
So
Did you just
get
say
in the
death?
gallows.
Am I to understand that you replaced the untruths of your original testimony with renewed lies? Renewed. Ever so sorry, Governor. Truth is, we see,
This
Cut it
just
out,
turns
Rush.
into a big Danganronpa death scene.
Oh my god, cut it out. We blab now. You know what he'll do to us. You know what he'll do to us, huh? Who's he? He? Who are they talking about? Let
It's
me
him.
make your position perfectly clear. You will talk. There is no other option available to you. Bruv, come on, the game's up. Boy, you love our guts for goddess. What the fuck am I saying?
It's gotta be fucking Eggert. It's 100%. This is my hot take right now. It's fucking Eggert because Eggert sucks. And
was
he
actually
probably
Gio
hired these
Lestrade.
fucking bozos. Oh my god,
it's actually
that would suck.
Susato.
Yeah, it's Susato. Him. He put a hit out on us. Susato, the mob boss.
Oh god. In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet, no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out.
Yeah, it's
Right,
Eggert
right.
Benedict.
On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which this meeting took place. Well,
Well,
do we have to?
yes.
On pain of death. I suggest you make yourselves fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth. Actually, you know what? Fuck all that, I'm not even British.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Alright, so we just got inside the gaff and waved a sigh of relief when the geezer showed his mug. Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then flew at us while he was possessed. I thought we had it. For an old geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He chucked me over the counter, like I fucking flew.
Damn. I mean, you're the size of a football, so
I
that makes
gun on
sense.
it, and then he legged it through that door in the back room. We never had nothing to do with killing him. That's all what happened, I swear. And then the bitch showed up, and then shot him. So you're now
You call
telling
him bitch?
So now you're telling us that the moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop. Well, yeah, sorry. Well, we find ourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably. But honest, Governor, this time, Nash, this time, we ain't got nothing more to hide. Very well, counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination. The fact we even have one means you're probably lying. Yes, my lord. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for. Alright, let's take a look here.
Let's see here. Encounter with the victim.
Alright. See, give me the gun.
Flew at us like he was possessed.
Frickin' threw him over the counter. Pulled his gun on him.
Pulled me gun.
Nope. I did not mean to do that.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
I
that's
guess we're
all-
fucking shit out of luck.
So that's all these brothers are willing to reveal this time, isn't it?
Are you stupid? They're still hiding something, don't you think?
Yes, I'm sure of it. And not just minor detail either.
It was almost certainly because of these two that the poor Mr. Winterbank. Well. You can't let them get away with it, Bruno.
I know, but I get the feeling that there's even less evidence at my disposal this time to prove that they did it.
We've come so far. Now it's time to finish them off.
Well, I guess I'll kill them. I'll do my best.
No, not like that.
Don't, please don't. Alright, so this last statement. We never had nothing to do
never
with
had
killing him. That's
nothing to
all
do
what
with
happened. Gina was literally there. You're just not gonna
Yeah.
talk about that?
Hold it!
You say you had nothing to do with it. Nothing at all. Nothing, Gov, nothing. Well, the old geezer went and shot himself in the back room, didn't he? Locked it was, from the inside. We know it was because we tried to open it. It's a decent door, that one, good and strong. Won't budge an inch. So in the end, the situation remains unchanged.
Yeah, that's what you think.
Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. The sole person who could possibly have shot the victim, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade. It would indeed appear so. What say you to that, counsel? I don't know. Was there anyone else apart from Gina who could have possibly shot Mr. Winterbank? There could have been.
Yeah.
There's a person who we haven't seen this entire trial.
Yeah, literally.
Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. What? What's that look for? What the fuck
You're
are you
wrong.
looking at? For the moment you admitted that you'd encountered the victim face to face that night, the course of this trial changed completely. You did?
Oh, the music. Oh, you're gonna die.
What is your point, my old friend? The question we must answer is who could have shot Mr. Windibank? And it's the belief of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all.
Ryunosuke just goes, well, it certainly wasn't me, so clearly it must have been you.
You have my attention. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises.
It's Eggert, Benedict. Close the fucking case. It was the egghead.
The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. There are the facts. So pray, what other possible answer to the question of we shot the man could there have been? Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court in respect of two conundrums. Conundrums. Two, my lord?
Two
Twice as many
canonies.
chances to be right, maybe? Indeed. Namely, from what location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time? I have no idea. Understood, my lord.
Are you alright, Runo?
No. I'm not entirely sure. But there's one thing I am sure about. If I could prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened, it would change Gina's prospects hugely.
Yeah, I fucking guess so.
So now, time for some clarity. Show the court on this plan the answers to the questions posed by his lordship. If you believe someone else could have killed the victim, indicate from where that person could have fired the gun.
Couldn't they have just fired it from inside the storeroom? Through the door? Wasn't there like a...
Actually, that would make sense, because there was an opening in the doorway.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't there an opening?
The defense believes that the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here. There's a door in the way. And an answer to the second question. Assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time?
Right there. In the storeroom.
Yeah, he had to have been in the storeroom.
Where they said they locked him in. Or, well, they didn't lock him in, but...
The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom. Okay, continue.
It's not fucking rocket science. If anyone had literally gone in there and saw an opening, that's the first thing I would have thought about.
Yeah. Mr. Windibank died instantly
Whatever.
from a bullet wound in the back. Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear that the body was moved after death, which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom.
True.
However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired? So you are adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom? Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony. Hello. I pulled me gun on him, and he later threw the door in the back room. If Mr. Windibank ran away through the door, we have to assume that the door was open at the time. Ah. It was at precisely that moment, when the victim was fleeing for his life, that these brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back when he was in the fucking room.
Once he was inside, bitch.
Ugh.
Are you mad?
Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said to the start of the trial? I may have read that one, but oh well.
Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory.
There we go.
It
was
means
Eggert. No.
that the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself.
Little
Well, there's only one
guy.
short person here, except for Iris.
Iris. No.
Poor man, shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety.
Of course. He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. So even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body on an upward trajectory.
So the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Winterbank.
Objection!
No. I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the room. It is what I said. You also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock.
Yeah.
But, what if someone else locked the door? Yes, there is someone else who could have locked the storeroom door. Is that so? Dude, have you been paying attention at all to this trial?
I know.
Who else was in the
like-
storeroom? Like, Jesus. Very well done, counsel. Present your hypothesis to the court. No, it's fact. In the scenario
Do we
as
have
described,
to?
The defense's assertion is that the victim was shot from the outside the storeroom. In which case, who shut and locked the storeroom door from the inside? Chinak, she was the only one in there.
Literally.
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The
That's what we're
defendant, Miss
saying.
Gina Lestrade.
Objection!
No, she was actually
Oh my
not there.
god.
That's
Do not argue
absurd.
with me.
You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room. For what possible reason? Such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck. I'm inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel? I don't know. Yes, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it? Half-baked notions have no place in my courtroom, counsel. Remember that, please.
But of course, Ginny would have locked the door.
See?
It almost goes without saying, doesn't it?
It does?
Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could.
Whoops.
I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they?
Oh, yes.
You got a damn good point.
Obviously. Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Winbank were in the storeroom together.
Liz Mestrad.
Now, I don't know what went on between them at that time, but at some point, Mr. Winbank must have heard the intruders breaking into his shop and left the storeroom. Intruders, eh? That's us, bruv.
Oh my god.
If your theory is correct, that would lead the accused alone to the storeroom. Yeah. Yes, it would. Then, probably only moments later, the victim fled back to the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. And he clearly failed. El Bozo. Hit in the back by a bullet, Mr. Winterbank fell to the floor where he was, just inside the storeroom. And what we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment? I see where you go with this. Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Winterbank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it. In order to save her own life. That's possible. But, I mean, we ain't the ones who done it. Well, God, if we ain't, you gotta believe us. I mean, come on, we never shoot no one.
Objection!
Yeah, you would. That's blatantly
Oh,
untrue.
you did.
I know for a fact you would. Because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes. We might have done that. There's only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Winterbank's murder. This sucks. You're not pointing the right way. Well, where does this leave us? You mean to say that it wasn't the pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker after all? Is my scalpel still in the guy's butthole? I should have known it was the thing about us. They look shady.
Hold on, my AirPod died, so I can't hear anything.
That was amazing, Runo. All the members of the jury seem to finally fucking give a shit about your take. Seem to be firmly on your side now.
I know, first time ever, and probably the last.
You're not going to be
I wasn't a judge.
a lawyer anymore. Well, I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to give the verdict of not guilty.
Why are you laughing like a
An
villain?
admirable effort, my learned friend. You son of a bitch! What's this now? He's laughing? You'll find this situation amusing, Lord Von Zeeks? I myself find the defense's argument most persuasive. Hold on, let me get a drink. I dare say. Such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial Eastern nation. But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than what am I saying? Inexcusable pettifoggery here. What are you saying to me? The hypothesis you put forward so ostensibly, credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw. A fatal flaw?
A fatal flaw.
Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing? Clearly. I say, Lord Von Zeeks, might be an idea to explain this belly conjuring trick or whatever it is to the troops on the ground, The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets. By George, count bullets!
Typical. No.
Oh dear. He noticed then.
Huh? What's everyone talking about? Counsel. Yes, sir. Tell the court how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime. Two. 2 bullets. Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene. Indeed. The defense presented pictures showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appears to have passed through his body to strike the calendar. Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonged to the victim, Mr. Winterbank, and the Skulkin brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun. Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each. Now then, my learned friend. You yourself told the court only moments ago that these 2 brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes. Yes, I did. Oh my goodness, I think you'll find that if the single bullet that fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means...
Winterbank not shot by the same gun. Stop. Only 1 bullet. Stop.
Thank God you're not all brains. Exactly. Yes, this Nipponese street performer presented an ostensibly incredible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny. What? I guess I'll just stop being a
Let's
lawyer.
point and laugh at him.
Order, order! Yeet.
Bruh, the whole bottle, really?
Ow!
Ow!
Pray, forget the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery. Lord Von Zeeks, what the hell? I was gonna drink that. But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can, regrettably, no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct. You guys are just now thinking about that? The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in this print, which depicts her threatening the victim with the murder weapon. That's stupid.
You're stupid.
And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present. Ugh, that disc. Damn it, Gregson.
Oh my god.
I'll be taking that whatever it is of McGilda's down to the yard, thank you very much.
No, don't. Don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. Mine.
Too bad. I'm sorry,
You
miss.
fucking suck.
But anything belonging to McGilda is to be taken in as evidence now. See ya.
Well, I had it here.
Yes, that music box disc. McGilda's music box disc. Bach? The very day of the hateful murder of Mr. Winterbank, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly does belong to her. And with none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence. Good gracious. Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths to which this girl would not stoop if pushed, no crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact at its peril. Damn it. I see. I think it would be prudent to take this music box disc in evidence, counsel. As a grim testament to the defendant's character.
Hold it!
Lord Von Zeeks. Wait, why did I make him sound kind of weird? Lord Von Zeeks, I sounded constipated for a moment. Inspector Gregson, what? Yes, Inspector. We had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service, and I think it was agreed that the disc wouldn't be used as evidence. Too bad. What's this all about? Why is the inspector acting strangely? That's the first time he said anything of Von Zieks at all. I am unaware of any such meeting. But those were the instructions, right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent. Inspector, I'm the prosecutor and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you. Are you a fucking moron? The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord. Indeed, a bailiff. The prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and basis of character. There is nothing more to add. And now I will bow.
It's so long.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case. Gregson, what the fuck?
Dude, this sucks.
I don't believe it. I had the jury on my side for once for all of 5 minutes.
Oh dear, it wasn't even 5 minutes, Runo.
My lord.
My lord. Not you.
I wonder if I might say something at this point. Proceed, Mr. Foreman. Been stumbling about in a bit of fog up till now, if truth be told, but all of a sudden... Yes, it's barely obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it. You say that every time. Oh no. Very well. The court will hear from the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, you will present your leanings as to the defendant's culpability.
Guilty.
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 Ooh.
Guilty.
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 Squeak.
Squawk.
Squeaking.
Go on, dude, headbutting. I just got brain damage.
My fucking right eardrum.
We have a consensus among the jury, it seems. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
That's my line. I wrote that for Hurley.
Didn't task.
Ah, how dare he use it against us?
Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet. There's still more to this case than we realize. There must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Eggert has not been called to the stand. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. That's beyond any doubt. Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready? Garrett Squadron is primed and ready for action, sir. Okay, very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined by the defendant to be guilty. Oh my god. Judicial findings. The jurors' contentions. And it looks like we'll have to find out what the jurors' contentions are in the next episode. Oh boy. This is crazy.
So many wacky things.
So, as always, if you all enjoyed and want to keep this series going and show it some love and support, you know what to do. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you all
In the
the
next
next
episode.
episode.